So, John, how is Elden Ring?
So in kind of the opposite vein of that, not very short, also very atmospheric, and very much challenging.
Breaking news: Elden Ring is hard. That's what he sent me.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
I did. That was funny.
Yeah, I talked about it last week. It's been about 2 years or more since Elden Ring came out, and we completely ignored it.
Yep.
And,
This wasn't our thing.
Finally had the itch to jump into it. So when I went home after last week's show, I immediately purchased it and started playing it. It is, to no surprise, a challenging game, especially for one who has never really played a Souls game or anything from software with any sort of substance to it. Mm-hmm. It's like an hour here or there in like Bloodborne or like Liza P or something like that. Never actually really played a Souls game. So it's my first attempt at it.
Wulong. That'd probably be the most that you've played of one.
Yeah, it's not quite the same thing, but
yeah. It's kind of close.
But yeah, I can't at this point. Like, I can't say that I get it necessarily. But in the relatively short time that I've put into it, I've probably got under 10 hours, but I mean pretty close to that. I've died a bunch. Like I've died a bunch of times. Usually just, I don't know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I'm bad at the game still. But oddly enough, very few times have I gotten frustrated.
So let me ask you, every time you've died, are you just going back into it like ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because like anytime I think of that with Souls games, the first thing I think of is the Doctor Strange movie where Doctor Strange traps Dormammu in a time loop. It's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Dead. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Dead. That's basically what I picture here.
Yeah, in most instances, like if you die to a boss or something, when you respawn, you just walk right back in and fight it again.
Yeah. Like, all right, let's go.
Okay, I will say. I've only done a few of the like the dungeons or mini dungeons or whatever in the game. I don't like them. I don't like them because probably half of my deaths aren't to bosses or anything. They're just the little shitter enemies running around in dungeons or just running around in the open that I just like pass by, or like I stop to look at something and then I just get absolutely destroyed. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I will say one thing with like Souls games and that, I always thought I would just get frustrated playing them, and none of the boss fights that I've spent like several attempts on or like went into and I'm just dying repeatedly, those haven't frustrated me near as much as like just like dying at the end of a dungeon and having to run back, fight my way through all the same little shitters again, right, and then die in the exact same spot. That's what's frustrated me in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I mean, so far, I mean, I think the way I described it, after my first session of it, which I think I played like 4 hours or something, the first, like in one sitting when I played it the first time, it was pretty much just, I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm doing, but that was more fun than I expected.
Okay.
And that's kind of been my experience so far.
Right.
It is like, it's more fun than I expected it to be, even though I'm getting my ass kicked at everywhere I go.
Right.
So yeah, it's like I don't quite get the genre yet. I don't quite get necessarily the enjoyment factor out of these games yet. But I think I'm getting closer to understanding it.
Yeah, like you're getting closer and closer to understanding why people love this so much.
Yeah, because it's like I may die 15 times to a boss, but when you kill it, it's very satisfying. Mm-hmm. And I've only killed one boss on my first attempt so far.
Ooh,
and
better than what I would do.
And I mean, it came as a surprise to me too. But and even though it's like even though I've only killed one on my first attempt, it was still like that's been one of the better feelings playing games in the last couple weeks that I've had. Because I'm used to just walking in and dying 10, 15, 20 times. So yeah, I don't quite get it, but I think if I beat the game, I will.
Right. Well, Godspeed on beating it, and Godspeed on the DLC.
No,
Godspeed on that. Are you going to try it when you get there?
I did. Depends.
You got to earn your way in.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I don't know. I'm still fairly early in the game because I went on like a 2-hour side quest of adventuring in an area I don't think I was supposed to be into.
Yeah.
Or at least somebody who has never played a Souls game has no reason to be where I was at.
Right. Like I saw where even like the most like notorious Elden Ring player let me solo her. Like even like I saw multiple like tweets and posts from him where he was just like, I'm getting my shit wrecked on this last boss. Like this is not fun.
I mean everybody was.
Yeah. But hey, he's now reached the plateau where he's just like, let me solo him. Like he's reached it. And I saw like the video of him soloing the boss, and he's now changed his outfit. He's still got the pot, but now he's got like a crappy little like torn up cloak on for I guess just a little bit extra, And I saw all the comments just like, oh hell yeah, this guy got the post time skip outfit. That's what's up. It's just like, yeah, this is legit like an anime post time skip outfit, man. That's basically what this is. So yeah, I've seen some pretty sweet gameplay, featuring like the final boss and stuff. It looks insane.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like I'm gonna continue playing the game. I'm not rushing through it. I'm not like just sitting down trying to put hours into it and like just brute force my way to it. I'm like, I'll play it for a couple hours here and there, enjoy my time as I go. Because if I sit down and just try to brute force myself, I'm gonna drop the game immediately.
Right. Yeah. That's fair. I would too.
Even me, there's only so much I can beat my head against a wall.
Yeah. Well, on a side note, you pitched this as like a quick little conversation, just like the topic of like the expectations of DLC, because like you pitched it because of like how people are feeling towards Shadow of Erdtree.
Yeah, it was that's what kind of sparked it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, going into it, like from the news that was there, people should have known, hey, this isn't going to be a cakewalk. But yeah, it's like Hey, Zach's
there he
here.
is.
Alex,
Zach.
2 things.
Okay, one.
I parked in front of your door.
What?
I parked in front of your door.
Like the front door?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see your fiance's car, so I went, okay.
Okay.
Second, I may slash your tires.
Why?
You got that stupid Bucky thing in your back window.
Leave my buck alone. My buck did nothing wrong to you.
Yes, it did.
What exists?
Yes.
Stop. I love my buck.
I'm going to slash your tires for it.
No.
Who has a small goddamn head?
Tyler.
I'm so lost. I don't want to know either.
I like how John decided to interject. Like, yeah, don't go on a monologue. I don't need to know.
No,
it's
no.
fine. It's fine. Zach, how you doing?
I'm all right.
All right. It's good to see you after a couple weeks. We missed you. We did. We missed you. Don't give me that look. I'm adjusting John now. All right, there we go. Anyway, so yeah, we're just chatting about like DLC and kind of the expectations for him. Just because like the conversation that's been around Shadow of Erdtree and stuff like that.
I missed that entire conversation.
Basically, it was just the Shadow of Erdtree DLC came out, and there was a lot of backlash from players and fans. One because it's a DLC that when you buy it, you don't just gain access to it. Like not everybody is going to have access to the DLC if they purchase it. You got to earn your way to it. You have to beat us. Like you have to play through the game and beat certain bosses to actually be able to go to the DLC area. And then the second main thing was people complaining about the difficulty of the DLC.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean,
I feel it's one of those things like, what did you expect?
that's kind of where it's kind of where I was at too, because it's like over the past 2 years, Elden Ring has gone from when it came out, people thinking it was like a pretty hard game to it's been 2 years now, and From Software has just kind of sat back and watched people learn how to just completely decimate the game
Yeah.
and just speed through it like it's nothing.
And they took that personally.
and basically, so they took it and they're like, okay, well, you're saying the game is easy now. We're gonna make this DLC. We're gonna make some of the hardest bosses we've ever made, and it's also gonna scale with you.
Right.
So
Good luck.
Yeah,
basically,
Godspeed.
but it's like also people were complaining about it, but there's built-in systems in the DLC. Like there's items you can grab that are throughout the zone. So explore the zone as you would normally do a big game like that. You gain fragments that you can use to gain extra power for specifically the DLC zone. So, but some people it's like people were complaining. I was like, well, it's like, what if I don't want to use summons? I don't want to use these built-in tools to make the game easy for me. It's like, well,
That's your choice.
it's like that's your choice. It's like they've listened to players and said, okay, we want more challenge. We're going to give you a challenge. And then people are like, well, that's too much of a challenge. And then
Dial it back. Take it back.
Then you have like the other part of the community that's just silently playing the game going, the DLC's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to get hit harder.
Yeah. I wanted to hate my life more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's like some people wanted that feeling of seeing a giant enemy roaming the field. You run up to it and hit it with your strongest attack and go, did I even do any damage to that thing?
It's a fair question.
But yeah, it was something that kind of just came to me when I was seeing all of that controversy come around.
Because I saw the same controversy.
Because I was kind of like, I mean, at this point, what do they want? People wanted a DLC. People been asking for a DLC. They've been asking for something hard. They got it, and then they're like, "Well, this isn't the difficulty I wanted."
Yeah, because like the general thing that I've seen from some people and creators and some creators as well, very few creators, is like it's so hard that's not fun anymore. Like I've seen that phrasing be used a lot. I'm just like, but I thought everyone wanted harder. That's what you wanted.
That's the other thing.
This is from someone looking from the outside, looking in. I was like, I thought that's what everyone wanted. I thought everyone wanted harder.
Yeah, it's a weird thing of a developer seeing what people are saying and going, okay, we're going to make something really cool, really hard for you. And then it comes out and they hear negativity. It's like, at that point, it's like, what do you want us to do?
Right.
We're trying to give you what you want.
Hey, at the end of the day, though, it reviewed well, and people that love it are loving it.
Oh, yeah.
So
At the end of
that's
the day,
main
all the
thing.
DLC proved was that people are not as good at the game as they thought they were.
Yeah, it's been real funny to see, like, because I've been watching a lot of videos on the DLC,
Yeah.
and it's so funny seeing people like react to some of the controversy around it, and people be like, "What do you mean it's too hard?" It's like what happened when the game came out, and you were the same people just telling everyone else to get good. It's your turn. That's just one of those where I'm like, I mean, if a developer makes a game that you enjoy and they decide they want to make a DLC for it, I mean, they don't have any obligation to make you enjoy that DLC.
Right.
They're making what they want to make.
Facts.
And if you happen to enjoy it as well, then that's good for you.
Yeah, good on you. No, I've seen that conversation too. It's been an interesting few days because the game's only been out for like a week, right? The expansion. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. Like I was telling him before you got here, is I've loved following the saga of Let Me Solar because like he got to the last boss and he was like he just kept posting. He's like, man, I'm really getting my shit wrecked. It's like this is brutal. And then I just randomly saw the post yesterday where he just put up like, let me solo him. It's like it's time.